Welcome back, guys. Ready for another episode. Who's going to get their butts kicked? Who's going to win? Oh, what we're calling it now? No. Welcome back to the Crazy Sasquatch Picks. We're covering NFC North, NFC East. We're midway through the NFC South. So this is episode 13. Lucky 13, guys. Woo! Guess who gets it? Carolina Panthers. So we'll cover Atlanta tomorrow. We just covered New Orleans and Tampa Bay the last 2 days. So Carolina, Atlanta tomorrow. So for the Panthers, guys, got some change of talent. Bye-bye Cam Newton. Bye-bye Greg Olsen. Hello Teddy Bridgewater. I got a lot of faith in Bridgewater. He looked good before he got hurt. He looked good in New Orleans last year, replacing Drew Brees. He looked good, but you're also playing behind one of the best offensive lines in the division or in the league. One of the best offensive lines in the whole NFL is in New Orleans, guys. Bridgewater's playing behind that with one of the top wide receivers in Thomas. He managed it. He did well. He's not going to have that offensive line in Carolina. He's not going to have the weapons around him he did. Yeah, he has a very good weapon in McCaffrey, one of the top running backs in the league. But wide receiver-wise, you got DJ Moore, I think, up-and-comer, fantasy league, middle of the draft, or middle of the wide receivers. He's not awesome great yet, but he's not bottom. If he's there third or fourth round, I would draft DJ Moore. He's good. Robbie Anderson coming over from the Jets. Curtis Samuel. Not a lot of big-name guys here for Bridgewater to throw to. You lost your tight end in Olsen. You got a couple younger tight ends there now. You still got McCaffrey. Defensive-wise, you lost Luke Kuechly. You picked up Stephen Weatherly. Out of your draft pick, guys, you had 7 drafts this year. 7 draft picks. They were all defense. That's a red flag here, guys. You're filling the void with your draftees that you need. That tells you the teams that you draft all 7 guys on one side of the ball. You're hurting on that side of the ball. In time, another year or two, once these guys pan out, you're gonna have a good defense. You got a learning curve with these guys. You got 7 rookies on defense. You have some already veterans there, but it tells me your defense is a weak point. You got the Tom Brady's, the Drew Breeses in your league now. They're gonna know how to fight against rookies, guys. They're gonna show those rookies everything they got. So it's gonna be a learning curve, I think, for the Panthers this year. McCaffrey's your mainstay. New quarterback, new starting tight end, a whole new defense. So we'll see. You guys finished with a 5-11 record last year. I don't know what's gonna be quite yet, but if you look on the board, we've already done NFC North, NFC East. You've crossed some of these teams' paths already. New Orleans, Tampa Bay's already on the board from the last 2 episodes. So, half your team's already filled out by that. Kind of right there. So, we'll see if we make the playoffs or not. I think it's going to be a learning curve year for the Panthers. Anything to add, Brett, with what research you've done? Mm-hmm. No? All right. With that, we will get into their win-loss record. Maybe touch on a few fantasy players and see what the Panthers got in store for them this year. Week 1. Here come the Raiders. First game of the season, you got the Raiders. I like Josh Jacobs. I would pick him up in probably top 10, top 15 fantasy running backs for the Raiders. Carr's not bad. Wide receiver-wise, you're decent guy, Raiders. Raiders got a little better on defense, I think, this year. They picked up some decent players through free agency. Can McCaffrey run wild on the Raiders? I think he's going to get his yards in. Are they going to be able to pass enough to stay in this game? I don't know. With a bunch of rookies starting on defense, your first game of the year, veteran quarterback in Carr, I don't know. Huh? New head coach. I don't know if right off the bat you guys are going to be up this. Yeah, it's at home. That's at Carolina. Raiders are always a kind of a tough team, right there on the playoff bound every year. I just can't see that many rookies right now to win your first game. So, sorry, Carolina. I just don't think you got the defense right now to slow them down.
Raiders going to Panthers. Panthers lost their number one defender, lost your head coach, lost your tight end. Raiders, their second year with Jacobs and McCaffrey at Panthers. Those two are probably going to have very good running games each. Panthers with Teddy Bridgewater backup for most of his career. Raiders with Derek Carr, I predict he's probably going to be an average to above average quarterback this year, throwing for about maybe 18 plus touchdowns. It all depends on the defense. If the Panthers rookies, if they are starting rookies or people they picked up on defense. But if they start rookies or even the people they picked up, I don't think their defense is going to stand up to Jacobs and Carr and their offense. So I'm giving the slight edge to Raiders, even though it is at Panthers.
All right, you have to watch yesterday's episode to see what happened, why we predicted week 2 here with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay going to Tampa. Week 3, going to the Chargers. Coast to coast, guys. Panthers all East Coast all the way to the West Coast. Always kind of a tough trip. Chargers lost Phillip Rivers, another changing quarterback all of a sudden. And he lost Gordon running back. You got Eckler as your main running back. He's more of a receiving running back than he is a power running back. 2 top wide receivers here in Chargers. Quarterback that's been a starter here at Buffalo here and there. He molded real well with these guys. He'll probably do okay, manage the game. Decent tight end here at Chargers. Carolina matchup. I think McCaffrey again. I think McCaffrey's going to have some runs this time. Bridgewater, probably a few passes here and there, a score here or there. I think the Chargers on offense got more weapons than what Carolina's defense is going to be able to stop. It's going to be Bridgewater probably short passes and runs, McCaffrey running, dink and dunk passes here and there. That Chargers guy's going to be a tough one. I hate giving you guys another loss in the season, but I think it's too much for the rookies on defense to withstand right now yet. They're still learning.
At Chargers, they have a rookie quarterback, but they have a very good offense with their wide receivers, their offensive line, running backs. Panthers, very good running back, very good quarterback. Average, I think, maybe wide receivers. They lost their tight end. Chargers have more weapons, and on defense, Panthers lost their number one defender, and Chargers, they've picked up a lot of people. At Chargers, I think Panthers are going to lose 3 weeks in a row. Chargers, I think I would give the slight edge to the Panthers if it's at Panthers, but Chargers just have an overall complete team except maybe their quarterback, which is unknown talent.
And talking about complete teams, here's Arizona. Pretty good running back. One of the top wide receivers you just picked up off of free agency, or maybe trade to Hopkins. You still got Fitzgerald, second-year quarterback. Murray kind of learning what he needs to do. Arizona's got a few things they need to address, but I think they're still a playoff caliber team. Carolina, I just don't see your guys as rookies on defense stopping these wide receivers. It's at home. You guys are in much need of a win. I mean, by now you've seen Tampa Bay, New Orleans already probably get a little lead on you. I think Arizona's going to be a tough team. They got some issues. Things work out, but at this time, with too many rookies on defense, McCaffrey's going to run some. He's going to have a good game. Bridgewater may have a decent game. It may be a shootout here game, guys. But I think Arizona just has a little more weaponry right now. Pull this one off again. Sorry, 0-4.
Arizona going to Panthers. Arizona, probably I predict top 10 offense this year with Hopkins, Fitzgerald, and Kyle Murray. But Panthers, I predict Arizona's probably gonna be one of the best offenses with two above average, two elite wide receivers, about above average quarterback. Their offensive line is good. I don't see a good running back, but their defense is also pretty good. Panthers, Hopkins and Fitzgerald, two veterans. They're gonna tear up this Panthers defense with the rookies in it, and with all the veterans on their defense. You can double team Hopkins and Fitzgerald, but then you leave the third receiver or fourth receiver open, and I see Arizona winning this, even though it is at Panthers. So 0-4.
Now you got to go to a division rival in Atlanta. Atlanta's gonna be a tough team. You know, Ridley, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan stays on his feet and is healthy. You got Gurley. Decent offense. Defensive wise, Atlanta's not too bad. Dang, guys, I think it's gonna be another shoot 'em out game. Rookies are probably starting to come together a little bit for Carolina. But when you see Ridley and some type of wide receivers, I don't think they're quite ready for that yet. It's at Atlanta. Atlanta's going to be seeing New Orleans and Tampa Bay winning. They're going to have to try to keep up with these teams. Atlanta's going to have to give it everything it's got. I don't think you can put enough pressure on Ryan to get him out of the pocket before he dinks and dunks to some of his wide receivers or deep passes to wide receivers. I really hate seeing this happen, guys, but man, you just got a tougher schedule, a rookie young team. I said it might be a couple of years or even a year, but this could be a learning curve here, guys. It's going to be a tough learning curve, but
At Atlanta, probably one of the worst defenses again, I predict this year. Panthers, they're still going to have a good defense, just not as good as last year. Atlanta's offense got better with the pickup of Todd Gurley, but he's gotten almost worse every single year, and that's why they probably traded him to Atlanta, or Atlanta picked him up. Panthers on offense, they did lose their tight end. They lost Cam Newton, their quarterback, their head coach. About in this area, week 6 to week 9, their head coach is probably going to fit in pretty well. And Atlanta, Panthers are probably going to have their best offensive game against Atlanta. And they both have good running backs, good quarterbacks. The only advantage I see Atlanta having is their wide receivers. And the advantage I see with the Panthers is they have a good defense. So I'm giving their first win at week 5 against Atlanta.
all right, guys, you have to watch episode 1 and episode, I believe, 9. Why we chose them here, but some tough defenses to go against, some tough offenses here. So I got them going into Atlanta coming in week 8. You're 0-7. Atlanta. What Brett was saying here about Atlanta getting their first win here, didn't give it to them here because you're at Atlanta. Coming into here, I agree. The rookies are coming together, knowing the speed of the game. You played some tough teams. It's a must-win game here. I think McCaffrey's going to have a couple big runs, and that's going to be the turning point. It might be only like a 3 or 7 point game, but I think McCaffrey may be the one in this one to take his game on his shoulders or on his back, whatever you call it, and make some stuff happen here. Bridgewater's going to be along with him. The rookie's going to start doing some stuff. So like Brett, I give Carolina's first win against the Falcons, only it's going to be in their home stadium at Carolina.
Atlanta going to Panthers. I'm still keeping Panthers winning, even though I made them win at Atlanta, and I'm going to make them win Atlanta going to Panthers. Like the same thing I said last time. Panthers, they actually have a good defense. Atlanta, like this year, I predict they aren't again. They both had good running backs, good quarterbacks, and the only advantage Atlanta has over the Panthers is Julio Jones, their one elite receiver that's getting pretty old in the NFL.
So, halfway through the season, I got you guys 1 win. Brett's got you guys 2 wins. Here comes the Super Bowl champs, Tampa Bay. Super Bowl champs, Kansas City. Sorry, guys. Kansas City, week 9. You're going to Kansas City. Going to the home of the last year's Super Bowl champs. Rookies on defense, you're going to see a lot of things you haven't seen before here. A lot of dink and dunks, runs, Mahomes' magical passes here and there. And by now, Kansas City, your rookie running back's going to be coming up. Yeah, Carolina, your running back. You got a decent game, but your defense is going to be coming up too, learning how. But Kansas City is going to be another playoff caliber team, another Super Bowl caliber team this year. I can't see you guys going into Arrowhead Stadium and beating the last year's Super Bowl champ with the team you have right now.
Going to Kansas City, all the better players on Kansas City's offense compared to Panthers' offense. They have a better quarterback. Panthers have a better running back. Kansas City has a better tight end. Kansas City has better receivers, better offensive line. On defense, I think Kansas City is a little better than Panthers. Panthers have 1 or 2 years to go to be a playoff team. I just don't see them winning against Super Bowl champs. Probably the top 5 offense this year.
Okay, guys. Tampa Bay, watch yesterday's episode. Is it Tom Brady? Maybe enough said on that one. Detroit's gonna be one of those surprising teams this year. You go back and how we predicted this one. Brett and I got this one differently here. I think if Stafford could stay on his feet, Detroit's gonna be an okay team, a pretty decent team.
And this could go either way.
Yeah, I agree. Both of them could go either way. Carolina and Detroit are gonna be right there. Really, really close teams. Both up and coming teams. But you can watch our other episodes, see why we did this. Minnesota, maybe another playoff caliber team. They lost a few players here and there. Brett don't think they will be. You have to watch our other episodes to find out, guys. Episode, I think 4 is Minnesota. You have to watch and see where Minnesota played off between the Bears and Lions and Packers. Anyway, we give the Minnesota the win on this one. Much needed bye week. Get you 1 win. Playoffs are kind of going out the window. Now it's time to, see what your rookies got. Give it all you got. Do some, try some stuff you haven't tried the rest of the year. Denver, coming to you guys at Carolina. Drew Lock, pretty decent, probably Denver defense. You got McCaffrey. Denver's got a couple Anyway, Denver's got a couple decent wide receivers I like. Sorry, it's slipped my mind right now. Debo's with San Fran. I think Carolina could pull this one off, being it's at home and you got nothing to lose. The rookies are coming together now. Might be a surprise win. I think it's going to be a much needed win just to get your morale up after the bye week. Little refresher, a little recouping, a little planning ahead. I think you pull this one off.
Denver going to Panthers. Denver is like the Bears when they went 12-4. And by that I mean all their games, they're not going to get blown out. They're going to be like 1 score away from every single game. Like the Saints. 2 videos ago, I said that it's people are going to be surprised how good Denver is, and it's going to be a very close game, probably field goal. Same with this one, Denver versus Panthers. I'm having Denver losing, but Panthers, they're probably going to win by like a field goal. Denver's going to be one of those teams that aren't bad, but aren't like above average. They're probably going to be an average team like the Raiders. They're not, they have a chance of the playoffs. They're just like short by like a few wins or by a few points each game. And I have the Panthers winning this one. Maybe in like a year, Denver is going to be one above average team making the playoffs, but not this year.
I'm sorry about that wide receiver, guys. It's Cortland Sutton. I think he's going to be a decent draft pick later on in the fantasy league. Not your number one draft wide receiver, maybe number two. Cortland Sutton, sorry. I'm not remembering his name a second ago. But week 15, Green Bay. We both got different opinions on this one. You can go back and watch episode 2 and find out why we had different opinions on this one. I think it's going to be a close one, but bye week, Panthers healthy, coming off a bye, coming off a win. Washington, we flip-flop the other way. I got them losing, Brett's got them winning. So, going into the last week, division rival, New Orleans is going to be playing for a lot, I think, at stake here, guys. In the same division as Tampa Bay, we've got Tom Brady. Maybe seeding in the playoffs, bye week in the playoffs. I think New Orleans is going to have to play this game a little bit. There's a sneaky suspicion why I think they may want their starters in this one. It might be a record broken. If you watched a couple episodes ago, you'll see why I predict the starters may want to play this game. So there's our records, guys. Brett, you got anything to say before I give us? 3-13 for me, guys.
6-10.
Brett's got him at 6-10. Not 610, 6-10. So Brett's got you guys winning a few more than I do. I think there's gonna be some close ones in here. I said rookie defense might take you a little while to come together. Bridgewater, just slipped my mind. Bridgewater, McCaffrey, DJ Moore. There's your 3 top threats on your team for fantasy league picks, guys. Bridgewater's not going to be real bad, lower ranking quarterback, but some tough defenses you got to go against. Maybe throwing a lot, guys. If you're down in the game, he's going to be throwing to try to get back in there. Might not be a bad pickup. McCaffrey, enough said about him. Great running back. Keep an eye on DJ Moore. Other than that, I don't see too many other fantasy league picks coming off this team, but there you go. Tomorrow, Atlanta Falcons, and then after the Atlanta Falcons, we'll give you the whole division where we rank. New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Carolina, and Atlanta. Predict who's going to the playoffs, who might miss it, who might be right on the borderline with maybe a wild card win. So, episode 13 down, guys. No creepy crawlies falling on their heads or things running on the roof like a couple weeks ago. So, thanks, guys.